Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another exciting episode of This Is Our Life. That's socks you just saw run across there.
Maggie's cleaning up all.
Yeah, Maggie's right here.
Taking her bath, giving herself a bath. I'm being a typical cat now.
Hey, Maggie, you want to say hi? Anyway, folks, I just took this. Well, didn't just take it. I took it maybe 20 minutes ago.
It's taking its effect.
Yeah, so I'm making this video, but I may not make a lot of sense. I don't know.
Oh, you'll be fine.
I just wanted to talk briefly, and I know I could, I took the medicine. If I move the wrong way, I still feel pain. But I'm not interested in taking another one of those pills. I just want to briefly talk about anarchism and libertarianism. I think individualist anarchism, philosophical anarchism, anarcho-capitalism, I think they're worthy goals.
John, what are you doing? They destroyed that envelope that we could use to mail stuff in.
I think they're worthy goals, but achieving them is another matter. Like, let's say we achieved anarchism or anarchy here in New Cary. You would still need a what?
Other states.
Yeah, I mean, what about, you would need a representative or representatives to represent you when it came to Maine, Massachusetts, Vermont, Canada, other countries. Because I can guarantee you these other countries are not going to recognize, oh, they're a bunch of anarchists, they just want to be left alone. Oh, really? Well, what about their resources? We can go in there and take their resources. We can go in there and take their land.
No.
And I mean, yeah, we would fight back, but think about a modern military versus a bunch of people like ourselves with AR-15s and Mosins, and we don't have rocket launchers, grenade launchers.
Unless we take over the National Guard or something.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way we could actually
fight back.
Yeah, fight back. So, and I mean, I've been thinking about this, and so you would wind up having to have representatives. But, look, I mean, I know that I'm not going to agree with you, you're not going to agree with me. Who should be the representative? So I'm thinking that although I think anarchism is a worthy goal, it would have to be done worldwide. It couldn't just be done in one or two places. It would have to be done worldwide. It would have to exist worldwide. And I think it also ignores certain aspects of the human condition, because there are people that no matter what, they're going to want what they don't have. They're going to want what's not theirs. They're going to want to exploit things. And they want gold, they want land, they want territory, they want people, they want whatever. And that, like I said, I mean, I think anarchism is a worthy goal, but you don't get rid of those human desires by simply having everybody as an anarchist. I'm not trying to criticize anarchism per se. That's not what I'm doing. My problem is with certain aspects of what people maybe are ignoring. I would say to some degree in the town we live in, there's not really anarchism, but some mild form of libertarianism. But I think that's true throughout New Hampshire. Not in every place, but many places. look, you have people from Massachusetts that are moving to New Hampshire. And they move here because they want the freedoms that we have up here. Yet then they get up here and they want to pass laws and regulations. So they have here what they had in Massachusetts, yet they prefer the freedoms we have. I mean, it's like they're not thinking straight. If you pass all these laws here, then you
really
want...
need to be sent back to Massachusetts.
Yeah, because, then you don't have those freedoms anymore. So what's the point in that? And I know I took this medicine. It's kind of, and plus I didn't think about certain aspects of this video. I just started making the video because I had something on my mind. But I think no matter what system exists or doesn't exist, you're going to have the fact that you have the human condition. And the human condition, it's different for everybody. No two people are exactly the same. And you're going to have selfish people who want to control other people, want to control resources, whatever those resources. A road is a resource. I mean, frankly, I would love to put a blockade up on Route 12 coming out of Mass. Just because don't want to have to deal with some of these people. But we have to deal with them. Even if we put
maybe 10 miles away from Massachusetts.
Yeah, so and people from Vermont and Massachusetts, they come here to shop. I mean, there are grocery stores in Rindge. That town is no bigger than ours, but the reason they have more businesses there is because it's closer to Mass.
Over 5 miles away.
Yeah, so people from Mass come here to shop because we don't have a sales tax.
I mean, you go down a certain road and you wind up in Massachusetts, you don't even know it until you see a sign that says, "Welcome to whateverville, Massachusetts." And like,
yeah.
Oh, God.
We've done that more than once.
All right, put the seatbelts on. The cops find us.
Yeah, and so we don't have to wear seatbelts here. You don't have to have auto insurance. And don't have to wear a helmet if you drive a motorcycle.
Well, that ain't happening for me.
Yeah, well, but, so, I guess my point is, if we think anarchism and we ignore the human condition, then I don't know, maybe I'm not making a whole lot of sense right now, but so I've decided that maybe I need to strive for anarchism, for anarchy, but also at the same time understand and accept the fact that it's probably not going to happen, at least no time soon, but it's a worthy goal. It's something worth, the ideas are worth spreading and explaining to people. But I think libertarianism, lowercase l, not uppercase L, is probably the best we're going to get. So, I'm not saying I believe in any sort of force. I mean, if you're able to live the anarchist life, go for it. More power to you. I'm just saying that, like people in Massachusetts, they wind up coming here and trying to change everything because they, on the one hand, they want our freedoms, yet then they want
freedoms away from us.
Yeah, but then they wind up taking the freedoms away because they want all the, the restrictions, and they want the clean water, and they want safe roads, and environmental restrictions, and it's like nobody's dying from food poisoning here. Nobody's dying from bad water. So obviously you don't need all these rules and regulations. But then they want to impose them. So the only thing, my biggest issue with New Carey is the fact that businesses have a hard time up here, a very hard
Too many
time.
taxes on the businesses.
Yeah, there are too many taxes on the businesses. Like, this town used to have a bustling economy, even though it's a small town.
Well, because of the mill.
Yeah, when the mill was still open. That mill, that building, could be turned into something. And at one point,
Maybe never.
at one point, the federal government was going to fund turning it into flats, apartments. But that never took place, and now there's somebody else wanting to do something with it.
Grocery distribution center.
Well, see, that would be good.
Yeah.
A grocery distribution center. That would bring employment into our town.
But the thing that scares them off is that New Hampshire has so many taxes on businesses.
Yeah.
They tax businesses to death.
Yeah, they have something called a
inventory tax.
Inventory tax, which to me that's just ridiculous.
So what they have on hand gets taxed, so they keep very little inventory on hand.
So, like San Antonio had a HEB warehouse, distribution warehouse, and there were a lot of jobs because of that. I mean, just San Antonio is a big city. I mean, we don't have any cities that size right around here. Maybe Boston or Manchester, but we're not that close to either one of those. Gosh, it hurts just to cough. But
don't cough. I know, I'm being a smart ass.
But and I will say, I complain about the people coming and going from Mass, but we have businesses here in our town that probably wouldn't exist if it weren't for the business they get from people from Mass.
I doubt that. I don't think we get many people stopping. It's more of just a run through.
Yeah.
Type of thing here.
And our town is going through some financial issues because of the school district or
the education system.
I mean, I'm one of those people that would say get rid of government education. If you want to educate your children, homeschool them or private school them.
But not everybody can do that.
That's true. That's true. And I think that's also important for people to realize, just like my wife said, not everybody can do that. Financially, it's actually pretty cheap, depending on how you go about it. It can be very expensive or it can be very cheap. Christian Light Education, which is a Mennonite company, they have books and workbooks, and they're only $2 or $3 a piece. So you don't have to buy them all at one. What?
Lost sound on this.
Oh. Uh-oh. You don't have to buy them all at once. You can buy them in stages. You're pregnant, and you start purchasing these items, or the child's an infant, you start purchasing the material. You can go to the library, and you can borrow the material to educate your children. Printers, computers, you can print workbooks and textbooks and worksheets. Yeah. So, it's really doesn't have to be expensive unless you want it to be. But, I do like the so-called welfare system here. It's town-based. It's not really based in the state.
Trying to get help from them is not easy either.
That's true. They're very, very particular. But I mean, I would like to see reduced taxes on businesses here. Now, with the activist community that we have in the state, and I'm not talking about the people in a particular town, I'm talking about in general throughout the state, we get things are being done, things are being accomplished, but it can be done here because of the way the system is here. You have like a representative here represents like 100 people, and that's it, maybe 50 people, I don't remember. But you go to a place like Illinois or Texas, that one representative may represent 500,000 people. And that person cannot very well represent those people. You know, we actually have some politicians in the state right now that I can guarantee you are not going to be reelected. Because they're pro-gun control and all that kind of stuff. They will not be reelected. I'm surprised they even got elected. And we have this guy coming from Mass, who is a Republican, a rhino, a neocon, not a true conservative. And he wants to make changes that nobody here wants.
Who's that?
Was it Brown or
Scott Brown.
Scott Brown? So you know. So anyway, like I was saying, I think anarchism is a good goal. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to fight against anarchy. I definitely am not. But I also realize that it's not going to happen overnight, if ever. And I'm not saying I support the Libertarian Party because it's been taken over by the neocons. But libertarianism, again, lowercase l, I support, and I will continue to support, and I will continue to support anarchism. But if look, Canada isn't going to invade us, but people in New York State's not that far away. They may decide, hey, you know what? New Cary has resources. We need those resources, or we want those resources, and they may think, well, we're gonna take them. Can't have that. You can't have people just running amok like that. So you're going to have to wind up having representatives to represent you with these people, to let them know we're not going to put up with it. Maine may be a better example because Maine's right on our frontier. But, you know, people from Maine may say, well, because Maine has this, Maine is like more like Vermont in my opinion. You have this section of Maine, which is like Massachusetts, and then you have the majority of the state of Maine, which is more like Vermont and New Hampshire, New Cary, in the New Cary tracts. So anyway, I don't know if I'm making a whole lot of sense, but there you go.